The black-headed ibis, Thresciornis melanocephalus, is a striking wader found across South and Southeast Asia. Its evolutionary lineage places it within the family Thresciornithidae, diverging from herons and egrets by specializing in tactile feeding with its long, down-curved bill. Anatomically, it is distinguished by its bare black head and neck, contrasting with white plumage and broad wings. These birds are largely resident, though some populations show local seasonal movements following monsoon cycles. They hunt by probing mudflats and shallow wetlands for invertebrates, often feeding in flocks. Their colonies thrive near marshes and paddy fields, and death often comes from habitat loss or poisoning in polluted wetlands. A curiosity lies in their role as ecological indicators. Their presence signals healthy invertebrate populations in wetlands. The little egret, Egretta garzetta, belongs to the family Ardeidae, sharing ancestry with herons but evolving into a more delicate, white-plumaged form. Its anatomy is defined by slender black legs tipped with yellow feet, a straight spear-like bill, and ornamental breeding plumes. Migration is partial. While many populations are resident, northern groups move southwards in winter. Hunting is visual and precise. They stalk fish and amphibians, often stirring water with their feet to flush prey. They live colonially, nesting in trees near water, and their lifespan can extend over a decade in the wild. Death is often linked to predation or human disturbance. A curiosity is their cooperative feeding behavior, where groups of egrets hunt together, increasing efficiency. The Indian pond heron, Ardeal egrei, is a small, cryptic member of Ardeidae, evolving as an ambush predator distinct from the larger herons. Anatomically, it appears drab-brown when perched, blending into its surroundings, but reveals brilliant white wings in flight. It is largely sedentary, with no long migrations, though it disperses locally with rainfall. Its hunting style is sudden and explosive, standing motionless before striking small fish, frogs, or insects. These birds live solitarily, often unnoticed until they take flight. Death usually results from predation or wetland degradation. A curiosity is their camouflage. Locals often call them paddy birds, because they seem to vanish into the fields until startled. The cattle egret, Bubulcus ibis, is another Ardeidae member, but it diverged evolutionarily by adapting to terrestrial grasslands rather than wetlands. Anatomically, it is shorter and stouter than other egrets, with a yellow bill and buff breeding plumes. Migration is opportunistic, following livestock and agricultural activity rather than long-distance seasonal routes. Hunting is rapid and opportunistic. They snatch insects disturbed by grazing cattle, often in synchrony with herds. They live gregariously, nesting in colonies and roosting communally. Death is often tied to collisions or habitat changes, though their adaptability makes them resilient. A curiosity is their symbiotic relationship with cattle and buffalo, where they act almost like companions, reducing insect loads around livestock while gaining easy food access. Ibis, herons, egrets, and storks may look alike as long-legged waders, but evolutionary studies show they diverged into distinct orders and families, each with unique feeding biomechanics. Modern genomic and chromosomal research confirms that ibises and herons belong to pelecaniforms, while storks are in syconiforms, reflecting deep evolutionary splits. The evolutionary divergence of these birds is fascinating. Historically, naturalists grouped all long-legged waders together, but genetic and chromosomal studies now show that ibises, family Thresciornithidae, and herons and/or egrets, family Ardeidae, share a closer ancestry within the order Pelecaniforms, while storks, family Seconiidae, belong to a separate order. This divergence likely occurred during the rapid radiation of neowaves around the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary, about 66 million years ago. Chromosome painting studies reveal that ibises and herons underwent distinct macro and microchromosome fusions, leading to varied diploid numbers across species, which highlights their independent evolutionary paths. Feeding biomechanics further illustrate their divergence. Ibises use tactile feeding, probing mud with their long, curved bills to detect invertebrates by touch. Herons and egrets, in contrast, rely on visual hunting, striking fish or amphibians with rapid bill thrusts. The cattle egret shows a unique adaptation. It follows grazing cattle, snatching insects disturbed by livestock movement. This commensal feeding strategy reduces energy expenditure compared to solitary hunting. Studies of cattle egret foraging behavior reveal diverse techniques: walking slowly, standing and waiting, neck swaying, and foot stirring in wetlands, all optimized for opportunistic prey capture. These differences also shape their ecological roles. Ibises are wetland specialists, signaling healthy ecosystems through their presence. Herons and egrets are versatile, thriving in both wetlands and agricultural landscapes, while cattle egrets have expanded globally by exploiting human-modified habitats. Storks, meanwhile, are large, powerful hunters, often feeding on bigger prey like fish, reptiles, and small mammals. Each lineage's feeding biomechanics reflect evolutionary pressures: tactile probing for ibises, stealth strikes for herons, opportunistic insect capture for cattle egrets, and broad predation for storks. Curiously, these divergences also influence migration and dispersal. Ibises and pond herons are mostly sedentary, moving locally with rainfall. Little egrets migrate partially, shifting south in winter. Cattle egrets, however, have shown remarkable global expansion, colonizing new continents within the last century by following livestock. This adaptability underscores how feeding biomechanics and evolutionary divergence intertwine, shaping survival strategies across environments. Would you like me to extend this into a comparative ecological essay that synthesizes their roles in wetland health, agriculture, and biodiversity, or focus more on chromosomal evolution within pelecaniforms? Ibis, herons, egrets, and storks may look alike as long-legged waders, but evolutionary studies show they diverged into distinct orders and families, each with unique feeding biomechanics. Modern genomic and chromosomal research confirms that ibises and herons belong to pelecaniforms, while storks are in sycaniforms, reflecting deep evolutionary splits. The evolutionary divergence of these birds is fascinating. Historically, naturalists grouped all long-legged waders together, but genetic and chromosomal studies now show that ibises family Thresciornithidae, and herons egrets family Ardeidae, share a closer ancestry within the order Pelecaniforms, while storks family Ciconiidae belong to a separate order. This divergence likely occurred during the rapid radiation of neowaves around the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary, about 66 million years ago. Chromosome painting studies reveal that ibises and herons underwent distinct macro and microchromosome fusions, leading to varied diploid numbers across species, which highlights their independent evolutionary paths. Feeding biomechanics further illustrate their divergence. Ibises use tactile feeding, probing mud with their long, curved bills to detect invertebrates by touch. Herons and egrets, in contrast, rely on visual hunting, striking fish or amphibians with rapid bill thrusts. The cattle egret shows a unique adaptation. It follows grazing cattle, snatching insects disturbed by livestock movement. This commensal feeding strategy reduces energy expenditure compared to solitary hunting. Studies of cattle egret foraging behavior reveal diverse techniques: walking slowly, standing and waiting, neck swaying, and foot stirring in wetlands, all optimized for opportunistic prey capture. These differences also shape their ecological roles. Ibises are wetland specialists, signaling healthy ecosystems through their presence. Herons and egrets are versatile, thriving in both wetlands and agricultural landscapes, while cattle egrets have expanded globally by exploiting human-modified habitats. Storks, meanwhile, are large, powerful hunters, often feeding on bigger prey like fish, reptiles, and small mammals. Each lineage's feeding biomechanics reflect evolutionary pressures. Tactile probing for ibises, stealth strikes for herons, opportunistic insect capture for cattle egrets, and broad predation for storks. Curiously, these divergences also influence migration and dispersal. Ibises and pond herons are mostly sedentary, moving locally with rainfall. Little egrets migrate partially, shifting south in winter. Cattle egrets, however, have shown remarkable global expansion, colonizing new continents within the last century by following livestock. This adaptability underscores how feeding biomechanics and evolutionary divergence intertwine, shaping survival strategies across environments. Chromosomal evolution in wading birds reveals how lineages like ibises, herons, egrets, and storks diverged. Genetic studies show that ibises and herons belong to pelicaniforms, while storks are in sycaniforms, reflecting deep splits in neoaves after the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary. Chromosome painting highlights distinct fusions and rearrangements, with ibises and herons showing varied diploid numbers, marking independent evolutionary paths. These differences underpin their anatomy and feeding biomechanics, shaping how each group adapted to wetlands and grasslands. Wetland ecology synthesis shows their divergence reduced competition and enhanced ecosystem stability. Ibises probe mud for invertebrates, herons and egrets strike fish visually, cattle egrets exploit insects disturbed by livestock, and storks dominate larger prey niches. Together they balance food webs. Ibises signal wetland health, herons regulate fish populations, egrets thrive in agricultural landscapes, and storks maintain predator roles. Their complementary feeding strategies ensure wetlands remain resilient, even under human pressure. Curiously, adaptability defines their ecological success. Ibises remain tied to wetlands, pond herons blend into paddy fields, little egrets migrate partially, cattle egrets colonize continents by following livestock, and storks retain ancient migratory patterns. These varied dispersal strategies show how chromosomal evolution and ecological synthesis intertwine, producing birds that not only survive but shape the biodiversity of wetlands and farmlands.